So it's been 2 years. 2 years of building something that most people around us couldn't even explain what it is. I mean, the setbacks, the late night conversations, just the design process and everything in between. Now I'm ready to show y'all. I'm ready to film now, not because I wasn't before, but just because I had to live in the moment myself, go through the ups and downs, just see what was going to come from building a brand. So my name is Angeria. I am from North Carolina, currently living in South Carolina, and I'm the founder of We The Future Brand, a clothing brand that I've been building for the last 2 years. And if you've already been here, then this video is for you. And if you're new here, then I want to tell you the story from the start. So I'm gonna tell you something that most people don't tell you from the start. I am married and my wife has been with me throughout everything. The highs, the lows, just the frustrations, the wins, everything. And if you have a strong partner, I'm telling you 100 times, it will be easier for you to grow a business. We're just filming our story and we hope you enjoy everything that we share with y'all. So the reason we started WTF Brand or We The Future is because, one, I couldn't find any clothes that just really fit me in the stores or my aesthetic. And there's also a lot of people like me, you know, everyday person that just goes to the mall or to the movies or anything and you just need an outfit and you cannot find one. It's the reason why we chose to do We The Future, and also because we're building the future. I kept seeing brands everywhere, but none of them really spoke to me. Even at Ross, you know, sometimes you can find a designer brand or whatever, but even online, sometimes they didn't have my size because I'm a little thick. Sometimes, you know, you go into the stores and you just can't find a t-shirt or a dress or hell, pants, anything, and you just be like, dang, I wish somebody would make stuff for me. That's why We The Future exists, because there were pieces that I saw in my head that I couldn't see, you know, in stores, which we might have a store for you soon. So I thought, why not make a brand where people who felt like me could feel validated, you know, be able to feel cool, not cool, but, you know, like that version of yourself that's like, I'm fly. So that's why I created We The Future. It's because we just really want to take a brand that we haven't seen anybody else do. Like, you see the streetwear, you see the fashion industries, and sometimes you see a lot of the same designs. We decided to go that route for a second, but then we took a step back, simplified everything, and that's working for us now. So, you know, one of the first things you think about when you wake up is what you're gonna wear. And I wanted We The Future to be one of those brands that you look at, you know, you pull it out your dresser or off your hanger and you're like, yeah, I'm wearing that today because I know I'm gonna feel fly. I know I'm gonna look good. I know that I'm gonna be the person I said I was gonna be. So we started 2 years ago with little money, no industry experience, just really off of going based off what we saw on the internet and based off what we had in our closets. And we wanted that to, you know, come to fruition. And as you see, my shirt and my pants I have on is We The Future Brand. And it was, I mean, just getting the first piece was crazy to me because I finally had something that I saw in my head. I just wanted to just take y'all there for a second, because if you're starting to build a brand, and even if it's not a clothing brand, but the first customer you get, or the first, oh, I know who you are, I know your website, that's going to be a great feeling, and We The Future reflects that. So I want to tell y'all a little bit about exactly what running a clothing brand looks like, because it's not just talking to a manufacturer, getting the clothes and selling them. You have to design, you have to make sure your inventory is in check, like every single piece. If you know you ordered 50 pieces, you better make sure all 50 pieces is in the box when the mail comes. What else? Let me check my notes real quick. Oh yeah, product, like your product photos. you have to make sure you don't have to have a professional photographer for this, but just make sure you're in a well lit area and your product is crisp enough to be able to, do a little bit of changes, not too much, just enough for your audience to be like, oh, okay, I get the concept. Also, reaching out to people, marketing, content. You have to do everything when you're a business owner because nobody's going to treat your business like you treat it. And if you treat it like it's a side hustle, it's going to bring side hustle money or, side hustle tendencies. And it's not easy. I don't want y'all to think that it's easy by far. It's not. You have to make sure you have a good team or, somebody who's willing to help, or yourself. You might have to be that backbone until you find your team. Also, you got to make sure that you're putting your brand above pretty much anything that gives you doubts. Family, friends, put your business above that because it does not matter what they say. It matters the vision that God gave you, and you got to make sure you get through it because nobody's going to do it for you but you. There was days where I did not think it was going to work. It was days that I knew that it was going to work. And then there's days like now, I'm like, I still don't have enough content because I've been consuming. And one thing I can say for real, like when you doom scrolling, which is, if you don't know what that term is, it's like you on your phone, you just scrolling, not doing anything productive, and you got something in the back of your mind and you just haven't got it done. When running a business, think about McDonald's. If Ronald McDonald or whoever the owner is of your local McDonald's, if they didn't go and do the fry machine or do the McFlurries, we would not have that today. I don't eat McDonald's, but people who eat McDonald's wouldn't have fries or, even salt. You got to think of the person who made salt, even them. So if they didn't push their product, who was going to push it for them? Which is another reason why y'all are seeing this video, because I have to make more content to be able to build this brand to even higher than what it is now. And I get a lot of questions about why I didn't quit or what's working for me or, things like, what do you do for work? Because I don't have a job. I just have my businesses, which is Engineering Lead Productions and Lead the Future. My media company and my clothing brand. The reason I didn't quit is because God gave me the vision and I know that I have to fulfill that vision. I have feelings, I have, thoughts that just come into my head where I know that nobody else in my family can do this. They could if they applied themselves, but it's not for them to do, it's for me to do. And that's why I'm doing it. Another thing brands struggle with, and something that I struggled with, was my environment. Can't let that be a reason why you don't succeed with your brand. You can't be just stagnant with where you're at, because if you're not evolving, you're not growing, you're not going to, your brand ain't gonna grow, You gotta really think about all of these things. And one thing that even my wife has helped with, she probably doesn't know, but just really being there, being present, believing in me to the point where I'm pushing myself, because I don't know if y'all know, but my wife had a brand and right now that's on pause because it just kind of happened for We the Future. And I think in that moment, we kind of both realized the bigger picture as far as face of the brand, the content of the brand, the design aspect, the editing aspect of everything. Like, we kind of went through trials and errors to get to this point here. Like, right now, I'm talking to y'all on my film camera. I could be using my phone, but I got notes on here, so couldn't use that today. And another thing is, you just gotta really believe in yourself, because even though my wife believes in me, she does not believe in myself more than I believe in myself. And that's facts. So just make sure you're always believing in yourself. If you need to come back to this video to hear this part again, just save it, like it, comment, whatever you need to do so that you can see it again and get that message, because you have to believe in yourself more than anybody, your mom, dad, dog, whoever. You have to believe in yourself more than your old self, your lower self. If you understand, overstand. But also, you just gotta make sure if you chose to do this, it's going to be hard. But also, working a 9 to 5 and still being broke is harder. And that's facts. So now, 2 years later, here we are. I'm sitting in front of you. I'm in my shirt, my brand new shirt, which actually dropped today. Today is 5/29/26. Also, it is my wife's birthday, so make sure y'all say happy birthday in the comments. This is our UV protection shirts. It protects your skin from sunburning and, skin cancer. So things that other brands are not really thinking about. We also got some denim jorts that we dropped and some cotton shorts. So I hope y'all enjoyed those. I really think that y'all are gonna like these products, and I really want to take this content thing to another level. A lot of my content you'll see is just everyday raw content, and then some things y'all may see is gonna be cinematic, just because I like how that cinematic look does for a video. Like, I like what the cinematic look does for videos. So if you want to keep up with the journey, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, again, make sure you tell my wife happy birthday. Make sure you get on the VIP list. Make sure you cop your short shirt, jorts, whatever your vibe is. You're going to find it on officialwtf.com. Our IG and TikTok is official WTF shop. We the future, not what the, Peace.